like this epic takedown was going to be a takedown. She did it with intention and without regret. She did not think she'd get fired. So
That
hindsight, not smart, but regret towards this other person? Nope, none.
no regrets. She would do it
No,
again.
no. Yeah.
Do you have anything, because you mentioned her life, like, do you
Mhm.
feel like, is she dating now? Like, yeah, I mean, she has businesses, but nothing is the same as like $1 million check from, a network
Mhm.
for a few months of work. You have even if your other businesses are successful, you have those regardless. So it's kind of like you
Mhm.
would have had them whether you're on the show or not. It's still a loss of a huge check. Does she dating like other than this worry where she's confident and then not confident during the day? Like, what's the rest of her life like?
Let's see what's going on. Now these
Okay.
cards fell out, so I want to see. Okay, so she is looking for an opportunity, you know, but she definitely has very high sights on what she's doing. You know what I mean? I feel like she's resolved to not let anything step in her way as for what she did and for how she acts, as the way that she holds herself to. She has very high demands, and I do feel like she is actively looking, actively dating someone, and like potentially here and there, but nothing that I feel like has stuck. She's got very, very high sights. Okay. Not so much with like just like money and power and things like that. When I say like high sights, she wants like civility. She wants someone to be able to that she can go out in public with. You know what I mean? Obviously, money is money. It's definitely a prerequisite, but I feel like she's looking for someone very classy, class act, very old school, opens the doors type of deal, respect, you know, and she's not taking anything other. You know what I mean? You don't return a phone call, you're blocked. You don't return a text message, you're blocked. Communication, very key, especially if she's bringing these people around the people that she loves. She's more self-aware of what she wants. So when we say dating, she's not just going to fall in bed with any John. Like this is going to be like this person has to check 90 of the boxes out of 91. You know what I mean? So that's what I feel with her. She's very high standard right now. She's definitely looking, you know, but she's really trying not to let the heart what it wants. She's trying to be very diplomatic with us, very business with this next relationship, you know, but
Right. Like she wants them
I
to be a certain way successful.
successful. She's very cynical right now, so I feel heartbroken with her. I don't feel like she's ready to date. Can I just put that out there? Because
Yeah.
people who aren't ready to date have a checklist that's ironclad, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's, maybe that's a note for everybody out there. If you're, I feel like it's amazing for us to have a checklist, but if ours is like ironclad and we're like, we're not making any type of moves, it's because we're trying to protect ourselves so much from pain. So that's what I'm picking up from this because everything I was picking up was like this like ironclad tightness. And it's like this comes out of heartbreak. This is a person who's not ready to move on yet.
I
So
would agree with that. If your checklist is so rigid, it's there for a reason because you know that no one's going to meet this standards and therefore you really truly don't want to date because yes, you're probably scared of getting hurt and what a great way to protect yourself from getting hurt than just to not be bothered at all.
exactly. So if a person comes in and you're able to just say next immediately without even having this person open their mouths, you know what I mean? Then okay, you're truly not ready. And you're kind of, but I feel like it's a great way for your mind to, I guess, gaslight yourself into being like, I need time for healing. And some people don't like the idea of healing because it's painful. And we've talked about before, it takes a long time. And maybe this keeps us out of a place of judgment if we're just like, this is my rigid standards. You know what I mean? And being self-aware about those rigid standards. And I feel like maybe that's actually a pretty safe practice, you know? She'll loosen up a little bit as she gets through things.
That's good to know. Our final, yeah. Do you have anything else
Yeah,
to
let's
say?
go.
Oh,
No,
sorry,
no,
I didn't
let's
mean
go.
to.
I'm ready for next. Let's do it. Talk about it next. Let's
This
go.
will be our final person, but so her name is Erika Jayne.
Uh-huh.
What do
Whew.
you feel?
Erika Jayne is angry about something. I feel livid. I feel angry. Okay. Erica is Erica likes to be provided for. Okay. Um, But right now, things are kind of heading in a south way, and she is angry. I feel like someone pissed off Pele, like pissed off lava flow with her. So I feel like she's highly intelligent. She's a very disciplined person. She's very precise on things. And right now, everything is not in that area. And I feel like someone took like razors and sliced her back open. Like I feel backstabbed and I am furious. Somebody unleash the beast because you don't release a beast on someone this motivated with an agenda. So yeah. Anyway, what's going on here? Whoo, fire.
Well, Erica, she was married to someone, first of all, for a very long time, a very famous lawyer, and he was quite a bit older. Like, basically, she was a trophy wife. He met her when she was like a cocktail waitress in a
Okay, got
bar
it.
way back. He had a lot of money. It turns out, I mean, he was a very well-known lawyer here in
Mhm.
LA. It turns out that basically he was stealing from his clients to fund his and her lifestyle. So this is kind of her backstory, which pisses her off enough because she basically
Yeah.
lost all of that. He is 80 years old, probably will never see the light of day again. You know, he's guilty, he's sentenced, he's going to be
Yeah.
sentenced, all that. So that's kind of in her past. It happened not 10 years ago, probably like 3 years ago.
Oh.
So some things are resurfacing in that, you know, there's a lot of talk of whether she was in on that or not. We'll get to in a second. But, you know, there are some things where it was really bad for her when all this was happening because people were coming at her. It's kind of dissipated, but, you know, it's residual lawsuits, which are now coming out. She may have nothing to worry about. So I guess but to your point, they're rearing their ugly heads again now. So it's kind of like she had it really bad in the last year or two, like in the public eye, were good, and that these things weren't really happening. You know, his life was full. I mean, not together anymore. They haven't spoken since. He's not even competent. But some things are coming out against her. You know, there's like residual lawsuits, like it's not over. It's so I mean, maybe
Mhm.
that's why she's pissed off of kind of like, I'm dealing with this again after 3 fucking years.
Yeah, she is like I said, she loves being taken care of. So that makes sense that she was young and like this guy came in, lots of money. I feel like there was a lot of turn blind eye by her. She's smart. She knew what was going on. You know what I mean? But she was being taken care of. You know what I mean? So you do your due diligence and do the things. When everything came out, now it feels like I said, there's all these razor blades on her back. So it's not just like one giant backstab. I do feel like she was very angry at him for not covering tracks on things and also for including her in the violation of things. She's like, I didn't do any of this stuff. I was, you know, but now with all those tiny little razor blades coming back at her again, she is like up to defense. And her agenda is to come out and be like, hey, I am not in this. Like, but I'm done fighting this, but I'm not, you know what I mean? You're not going to get anything out of me. Not anymore. She'll be fine. She'll climb her way back up on things. You know what I mean? I feel like she's really, like I said, she's got an agenda. She'll revamp it. She'll rechange it. But these razor blades in her back, man, she is not like she is fury. Okay. Smart, intelligent. I can't see that she had no idea about what was going on, you know, but she didn't want her name on any of it. So now that it's coming after her, you know, and I got to tell you, there probably wasn't even any love in this marriage ever. You know what I mean? I feel like he was just kind of a shade umbrella to her. You know what I mean? So now she's like, what does she want? Does she want comfort or does she want love? That's her own now, like sword blade.